Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's math lesson. My name is Miss Brooklyn, and I am so excited to get to complete this lesson along with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen with you just to give you guys a better experience so you can see exactly what I'm doing. All right. Today, our lesson is on application and word problems. Hopefully you guys have heard of word problems before and you have been able to practice them a little bit. But today, here is our agenda. We are going to do a little bit of an introduction. I'm going to tell you guys some vocabulary that will help you out as we go through the lesson. We're going to talk about materials that you may need, and we're also going to set goals. And I love to set goals because it really just helps us kind of have something to look forward to, have something to strive for, and just something to help us keep on track. So we will do that together. And then we are going to go through word problems. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, how to solve them, what are the steps, because believe it or not, there are actually specific steps we should take before we go on and solve a word problem. So we'll go through those steps and we will practice together, and I will show you guys some strategies that I like to use when I solve word problems. And then we will go ahead and have a brain break. And I like to do this because I feel like it keeps us fresh and it keeps the time that we spend together a little bit more fun than just focusing on math. So we'll do that, and then we will kind of review what we talked about, and I will show you guys another strategy that you can use when solving word problems. And then you guys get to practice that on your own, and then we will just review, and I'll tell you guys how you can use this in math every single day and how it can help you in your math journey, and it can just really help you gain some fluency in your adding and subtracting and good things like that. So today our standard is fluently add and subtract within 20 using mental strategies. By the end of grade 2, know from memory all sums of two one-digit numbers. All right, let's continue. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about the objective. Here is the objective. In this lesson, you will be able to creatively solve word problems by utilizing the 4-step process and visual strategies. So again, this is something you will be able to do by the end of this lesson. I'm going to show you the 4-step process. I'm going to take you through solving word problems using that process and other strategies, and hopefully that helps you guys feel confident in your ability to solve these. So that is our objective for the day. Okay, here is some vocabulary that I feel like will be helpful for you as we go through this lesson. The first thing that I would like to go over is a tape diagram. A tape diagram is a visual bar model that helps solve math problems. We are going to dive into tape diagrams almost right away, and I will show you guys and repeat the name tape diagram so you know exactly what it is by the time we're done. All right, the next word we have is grouping. And grouping is a set of things combined together in a group. So for example, one way you can do this is to group by color. Let's say you have blue, green, and orange chairs in a classroom. You could group all the blue chairs together, all the green chairs together, all the orange chairs together. You can group things because of a similarity or maybe because of another factor that they have. So that is grouping. And of course, I will tell you how we will use that in math and in this lesson a little bit later. All right, so the next word and the next term I would like to go over is strategy. Strategy is a plan or method for achieving the goal. When we take on math, it is so important that we know we can use different strategies to help us. So that means we can make different plans and we can use different methods to help us solve these problems and achieve our goals. So for example, today we are going to be talking about the tape diagram strategy for addition and subtraction. And it's very, very helpful. So that is what a strategy is. Moving on, the last term I'd like to talk about is number sentence. A number sentence is a math problem made up of addition or subtraction. So a number sentence that might sound really complicated, but all a number sentence is something that you see all the time. Here, let me show you a quick example on my whiteboard. Something as simple as this problem is a number sentence. 4 plus 3 equals 7. That's an addition number sentence. Let me show you a subtraction number sentence. 4 minus 3 equals 1. See, these are both number sentences, but this one is addition and this one is subtraction. They are both number sentences. They just have one small difference. That makes actually a big difference in the long run. So that is the difference between the addition and subtraction number sentence, but that is all that is. So hopefully you don't feel confused and you know what I'm referring to when I say number sentence. All right, let's continue. Okay, so for this lesson, all you really need is paper and maybe 2 colors of writing utensils. So right here, I have several colors. Woo! I have lots and lots of colors. But if you guys only have 2, or if you only even have 1, that's okay. We can make it work. And if you do have a personal whiteboard that you would like to use, I'm going to give you guys a chance right here to pause this and go grab it. Okay, hopefully you guys got to go grab your whiteboard if you needed to. And if you don't have one, like I said, no problem. Just keep on going with your paper and your markers or pencils or whatever you do have. We are going to make it work and have fun. All right, moving on to the next slide. Before we begin, would love to say welcome to the Learning Lab. I hope you are having a great day. And before we work, let's just take a deep breath. Think of something that makes you happy. I put a sun on the side of this PowerPoint because I think that going out in the sun and maybe playing with my dog or laying out by the pool, that makes me happy. I love sunshine. So that's one thing that makes me happy. What's one thing that makes you happy? Go ahead and think of that and just hold on to it. Now we are going to set a goal. We are setting a goal because, like I said before, this just helps us look forward to something, and it just gives us something to work towards. And I think that's really awesome. It can help us stay focused in our lesson. So, of course, we use math every single day, and let's have so much fun while doing it. Now that we've taken a deep breath and we've thought of something that makes us happy and we've set our goals, that just really puts us in the position of having a great attitude and we are ready to learn. I don't know about you, but I am so excited. So let's get started. Whoops. All right. So here we go. I'm going to move my picture down here so that you guys can see the little book. So here are steps to solving a word problem. So the very first step is read. Number 1 is read. That means when we see a word problem, we are going to read it, which that might sound pretty simple, but that is the very first step we are going to take. Okay, read. Let's see what comes next. 2 is draw. Okay, so what this means is we are going to draw our tape diagram that we will be using. And of course, I will show you how we do that. So the second step is draw. The third is to write a number sentence. And we saw a number sentence before when I was showing you guys an example. And so we know we just need to write a number sentence. And of course, I will show you guys, we will walk through problems with these steps in mind. So we will write a number sentence, and number 4, we write a word sentence. And you guys may not have heard of a word sentence, but all that is just giving an answer in the form of a sentence. All right, let's keep on going. So now that we have these steps down, I think we're ready to see an example, and I can show you guys exactly what a tape diagram is so we can start making them. All right. Here we go. Okay, here's our very first example. Okay, let's start by doing the very first step, which is reading. All right, let's see if we can get this to open. Okay, well, we can read it on here. It says, Jacob counted 14 blue fish and 7 goldfish in his aquarium. How many fish are there all together? Let's solve this the traditional way. So let's start by solving this the traditional way. If you see Jacob had 14 blue fish and 7 goldfish, what we would do to find the total is we would probably do 14 plus 7 equals, right? We would look and say, okay, 14 plus 7 equals, if you know the answer, go ahead and say it. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21, very good. All right, so 14 plus 7 is 21. And that's how we would get it if we were just creating a traditional number sentence and not using any sort of diagrams for our strategy. But luckily, we are going to learn how to use a tape diagram in our strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and erase the problem that I wrote, and we are going to follow the steps. All right, so we heard Jacob counted 14 bluefish and 7 goldfish in his aquarium. So we read that. Well, now let's actually draw that. Okay, so I'm going to write out 14. Maybe I should get a darker color so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to write 14 blue and 7 gold. All right, now that I have those important numbers copied down, we can start the second process, which is to draw. And the way we draw a tape diagram is like this. I like to draw a nice big rectangle. Here, let me get a blue marker for you. It's working a little bit better. Okay, I like to draw a nice big rectangle. Please draw this along with me if you would. Awesome. So now that I have this nice big rectangle, we can look at it and we can say, all right, we have the numbers 14 and 7. Well, we know that 14 is larger than 7, so I am going to make a mark on here that is about 2/3 of the way. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to draw here 7 fish, because this little part of our tape diagram, this represents 7 fish. And in fact, we can even draw in here little dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Awesome. Now, let's see. We already wrote down the 7. Let's do the 14 over here. So let's take this whole section. So we're representing the 14. Blue. And we can even draw in 14. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, awesome. So we have 7 in here and 14 in here. Now what we're looking for is how many are all together? Oops. I'm going to erase these at the top. Sorry, my whiteboard's not too big. I wish it was a little bit bigger so I could show you guys better. But I'm erasing at the top. We are looking for the total number. So now that we've drawn that out, let's look at the next step. All right, number 3, the third step is write a number sentence. So we know in order to get this whole number, we are going to have to add this and this, correct? Yeah, we're going to have to add those two numbers together. So our number sentence would look a little bit like this. 14 plus 7 equals. So this would be our number sentence. And we're doing that, once again, I'm going to explain. We're doing that because this piece and this piece creates the whole aquarium. So we are putting these two numbers together. We are adding them together to get the whole. So 14 plus 7 equals, if you know it, say it out loud, 21. Yep, 21. Awesome job. But wait, we have to look back at our list, and we know that that is not the last step. We read, then we drew what we had, we drew a diagram, and then we wrote our number sentence, but there is a fourth step still. And that fourth step is to write a word sentence. And again, I went over this a little bit, but I want to explain a little bit more. A word sentence is answering the question in sentence form, okay? So, as an example for this one, the question, one more time, was Jacob counted 14 bluefish and 7 goldfish in his aquarium. How many fish are there all together? I'm just going to erase this little part so we can have some room to write the sentence down here. Sorry, if I had a bigger whiteboard, I would leave it all up for you guys. But, so our word sentence would be, Jacob has, how many did we say? 14 plus 7 is 21. Jacob has 21 total fish, or fish total. Like the whole of the group. Let's say fish in total. So that is how I wrote that. Let's go through the steps again, just to make sure you guys remember and to make sure that we completed them all. So the very first step was to read. Give me a thumbs up if we read, okay? We did read the question. Good job. I don't think we could do the rest of the question if we didn't read it. Number 2 is to draw. Give me a thumbs up if you think we did a good job drawing our tape diagram. I think we did an awesome job, guys. Awesome job. Okay, number 3, step 3, was to write a number sentence. Did we write a number sentence up here? Yes, we did. All right, and finally, the very last step is to write a word sentence. And did we write our word sentence? Yes, we did. So it looks like we completed all 4 steps. So what that means is our problem is done, and I think we got it correct. So everyone just give yourself a little pat on the back. Good job, you did it. So awesome. Okay, I'm erasing this problem on here, and we are going to go ahead and look at a couple more review problems. I'm going to share my screen with you guys once again so you can follow along with what I'm doing. Okay, here is our next problem. Okay, our first step is to read, so let's read it. If you guys want to read it out with me, feel free. Here we go. Lucy has 15 girl pigs and 13 boy pigs on her farm. How many pigs does she have all together? Okay, so we did the first step, we read it. That is awesome. Second, we need to draw. So if we're doing our tape diagram, let's draw out our long rectangle. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so here is our long rectangle. Let's see. So 15 is bigger than 13, so I'm gonna make my line a little bit over halfway here. Okay, whoops. Perfect, and I'm gonna put 15 on this side, 15. And on this side, I'm actually gonna do a different color, and I am going to put my 13. Awesome. All right, now let's draw in our little dots just to help us. Ready? Count along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Awesome, guys. Okay. Now, let's draw in our 15 dots on this one to represent our 15 pigs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Awesome. So on this side, you see that these 15 represent the 15 girl pigs, and this side represents the 13 boy pigs. So now, let's look at step 1. Did we read? Yes, we read. Step 2, we draw. Did we draw our tape diagram? Yep, we sure did draw our tape diagram. I'm going to stop sharing so you guys can see this a little bit better. Now, what is step 3? If you remember step 3, just say it right now. Okay, step 3 is to write our number sentence. So, let's think. If we have 13 boy pigs and 15 girl pigs. We have the part, and we are looking for the whole. So our number sentence would be, we're trying to add these two parts together to find all. So it would be 15 plus 13. And that is our number sentence. So if you guys can do this math in your head, that is awesome. If you can't do it in your head, you can look up here at the diagram. You can count these little dots and add them all together in order to get your total number. So let's go ahead and do that together, and we will see what we get. Ready? So we know we have 15 here, but we'll still count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome, we're on track. Oops. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Awesome. So I counted 28 dots, which represents 28 pigs. So our answer to our number sentence is 28. Awesome. So we completed step 3, which is creating our number sentence. Now let's take a look at step 4. If you remember what step 4 is, go ahead and say it out loud. Awesome. If you guys remembered, so awesome for you, but if you didn't, no big deal. We are still learning, all of us, including me. Our fourth step is to write a word sentence. So now that we filled up our board here, I'm going to go ahead and just erase a little bit on the top so we have some room to write our number sentence on here. Again, I wish my whiteboard was a little bit bigger so that I could put everything on the board, but that is no problem. Okay, so we have our number sentence. Let's write our word sentence. Okay. We are going to write, let's see, what is her name? Okay, Lucy. Lucy has, how many pigs did we say? 28 pigs in total. Awesome. So that is our word sentence. And let's look one more time at all of our steps and make sure that we followed them all. So the first step is read. Yep, we read. The second step is draw. We did draw. We used our big tape diagram to draw. All right, number 3 is to create a number sentence, which we did right here, our 15 plus 13. And after we did that, we created our word sentence by giving an answer. There were, we said Lucy has 28 pigs in total. So awesome job, guys, helping me solve that. I know that it's kind of a lot of information, but I'm sure you guys are doing an awesome job with it. And the reason why we follow all of these steps when we do word problems is because sometimes it's easy to get confused when we look at a word problem. It can seem so big or so long that we just don't even know where to start. So having this kind of checklist to help us tells us where to start, and it just helps us along the way, and it helps us get the correct answer and not get distracted by maybe some of the information that doesn't matter as much. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys again, and we will continue on. Great job doing those first two, and let's keep going. Okay, so we did the problem with Lucy. So now let's look. We have 2 problems on here, but first let's just look at the top one that's in red, okay? So this one reads, Jamal has 4 chocolate chip cookies in the oven. Now stop. Before we move on, I would just like to say I love chocolate chip cookies, and I wish I had 4 chocolate chip cookies in the oven right now, okay? Anyways, carrying on. Jamal has 4 chocolate chip cookies in the oven. He has 8 oatmeal raisin cookies waiting to go in. How many cookies does he have in all? So what we just read here, our first step is read. Let's just think about it for a second before we even move on to the next step. We know that he has 4 chocolate chip cookies in the oven. And probably on a little pan outside the oven, he has 8 oatmeal raisin cookies that are just waiting to go in. This problem is asking us how many cookies does he have in all? So let's go ahead and get started with that. So we read it. Awesome. We did that. We can check it off. Now, step 2 is draw. Let's do it. I'm going to draw out our long rectangle. All right. Hopefully, I hope that you guys are doing this along with me. Let's just draw it out together. Okay, so here's my super long rectangle. Let's think. 8 is more than 4, so I'm going to make the line a little over here. And I'm going to draw this side as 8 because it's the bigger side. And I'm going to use a different color and use this one and put 4. All right, so I labeled these. I labeled this side as 8 because I made it just a little bit bigger. And then I labeled this side as 4 because it's a little bit smaller, I'm just going to, here, yeah, I'm just gonna put this like this so you guys can see. Now we can go ahead and make our little dots in there to represent our cookies. So on this side, we're just gonna do 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Now we are going to do 8 on the other side to represent these 8 oatmeal raisin cookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have those 2 in, we know that we are looking for the total amount. So we know how many are here, and we know how many are here. We are looking, what is the whole of this diagram? What is this number and this number combined? How can we find that? All right, well, let's think. So we read and we drew. Our third step is to write a number sentence. Let's look at this. All right, what number sentence, before I tell you guys, do you think we would write in here? Just take a second to think about it and say it out loud if you need to. Awesome. Okay. The number sentence we would put in here is 8 plus 4. Great. 8 plus 4. And now let's think about it. If you know what 8 plus 4 is, I encourage you to go ahead and write it right there. Put your answer in and you are good to keep moving on. But if you don't know what 8 plus 4 is, you can always use the strategy where we count inside here and we add all these together. So let's count these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is our answer. And if you wanted to save even more time when doing that, you can look at this and you can say, well, I don't need to count this box because I already know there are 8 dots in there. So go ahead and move on to this box and start with 9. Let me show you. Okay, I know there's 8 in this box, so I'm going to start 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. See how quick that was? That took me less than 5 seconds to find the answer to this problem. Perfect. Okay, so we read it, we drew it, and we also wrote in our number sentence, which is right here. Now, if you know the 4th step, go ahead and say it out. Yep, the 4th step is to write a word sentence. I hope you guys are getting the hang of this. I hope you guys are getting the hang of this process here, these steps. So our word sentence will be, let's say, the name was Jamal. Okay, we will say Jamal has how many cookies? 12 cookies. I'm running out of room in total. Sorry, I'm kind of running out of room on here, but it says Jamal has 12 cookies in total. Sorry, that I wish that could be a straight line right there, but we gave our answer in word form. So we did our drawing, we completed our number sentence, and we gave an answer in word form. Awesome job, guys, on that one. I know that these can be tricky at first, but I'm sure you guys are doing an awesome job. Just keep on trying and getting help from parents or friends that are around you, maybe even some adults who have done this before. All right, I would like to do another example with you, and I will share my screen so you can read the question right along with me. This time we're going to be focusing on the question in the blue. We already did the red, so let's do the blue. If you'd like to read out with me, I would love that. So let's do it. Maria has 9 blue pencils and 13 yellow pencils. How many pencils does she have in all? All right, so when we're doing this, we are, again, starting by reading, and we did that. So now we can draw. Okay, I'm going to draw out our long diagram, our long rectangle here. Okay. And we see she has 9 blue and 13 yellow. Well, 13 is larger than 9, so I'm going to make my section for 13 bigger than I make my section for 9. See how this section is just a little bit bigger than this one? That's because 13 is just a little bit larger than the number 9. I think I could even make it a little bit bigger than that. Okay. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and label this. So let's do this one 13 because this is our bigger section over here. So we have 13, and then we have this side, I'm going to use the blue, and we have 9. All right. So now that we have those in there and labeled, let's go ahead and do our little dots to represent our pencils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome job, guys. So we have 9 dots in there to represent our pencils. Let's move on to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Awesome. So we have 13 dots in there to represent our pencils. And we also want to note that we are searching for the grand total. We are searching for these two numbers combined. And now that we have that drawn out on our page, I'm actually going to just exit out of that screen share and show you what I have right here so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, so on this one, we have 13 and 9. So we read, we drew, and now let's create our number sentence, step 3. We know we are looking for the whole of this, so that means we have to add these two parts together. So our number sentence should look a little bit like, now go ahead and try it on your own, and I will show you once I write mine out. All right, I'm going to use a couple different little colors here. Okay, our number sentence should look like this. 13 plus 9 equals, and remember, if you can't do this math in your head or you don't want to use any other strategies that you know about, you can always just look up here at this number. And remember, you know how many dots are in this one. We know we have 13 dots, so we can start over here and count. So we start at 14, just picking up where we left off from this box. So we have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So our answer is, oh, that doesn't work too well. And our answer is 22. 13 plus 9 is 22. So those were our first 3 steps. Let's continue on to step 4 and write out our word sentence. Our word sentence should be, Maria, her name was Maria, has 32 pencils in total. And again, I'm sorry that this word sentence is kind of smushed together. It's just because of how small my whiteboard is. So sorry about that. All right, so we have our drawing, we have our number sentence, and here's our word sentence. We are writing our answer in word form. This is our answer. I'm sorry, I put 32. Teacher mistake. Even teachers make mistakes sometimes. I just caught on to it. Okay, so up here, this is our answer in number form, and this is our answer in word form. We are saying in a sentence the answer. Maria has 22, not 32, 22 pencils in total. So that is our answer for this practice problem here. All right, continuing on, I'm going to share my screen with you guys once again. Perfect. Okay, now we are going to the next slide. Okay. Perfect. So I believe now we are going into our brain break. So this is a time that I just really like to take, and it just gives us a chance to focus on something else besides math for just a minute and just kind of relax our mind, because once we get to do math for quite a while, sometimes our brain can feel tired and we can feel like we have a lot of numbers just kind of jumbled up and all confused. So this is our time to take a deep breath again. If you have some water with you and you want to take a drink, go ahead and take a drink. Awesome. And let's just do some stretches. So first, I'm just going to do some little arm circles like this. Great. Let's count by 10s. That'll be fun. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Awesome. Now let's reach down. Let's reach down all the way to our toes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Awesome. I hope you guys feel nice and stretched out and ready to continue on with our math lesson. Okay, so moving on, we are going to try another way. So let's read this question together. We are still going to follow the checklist that we had in the beginning, kind of our steps for solving word problems, but we are going to try a different way besides a diagram. So let's look at our question. Let's read it. That's our very first step. Jacob counted 14 bluefish and 7 goldfish in his aquarium. How many fish are there all together? Okay, before we move on, I would just like to say that this problem looks familiar. And the reason why it looks familiar is because we've already done this problem. We already know the answer to this problem. I brought this problem back so that we could practice how to use it in a different way. And I know that you guys can solve it because we've already solved it together. So the new way that I would like to introduce to you guys is with grouping. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys once more so you can get all the information of how many he has and what the question is asking. But I did want to let you guys know that you've already done this question, so you are more than capable of doing it again. So there are 14 fish and 7 goldfish. Here is what I like to do. On questions like this, I like to take, my whiteboard, and we read it already. The second step is to draw. So I am going to draw for blue. I'm going to use the blue marker, and I am going to draw 14 tiny little boxes to represent our fish, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Awesome, guys. Okay, we have 14 boxes. Now let's switch colors and draw 7 boxes for the 7 goldfish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we have 7 for our goldfish and 14 for our bluefish. Before we continue on, let's go ahead and write our number sentence. We are looking to add 14 plus 7. And we know this because 14 and 7 are the two numbers that are our parts, and we want to put them together to get a whole. We want to know how many fish are there all together out of all the bluefish and all the goldfish. So here is our number sentence. It's simple. It's just 14 plus 7. Now, we are going to find our answer using these cubes. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you guys can see my whiteboard a little bit better. One thing that I like to do is I like to actually group together, different little units to get groups of 10. And the reason why I do that is because it makes it easy to count when I know I have a group of 10, because then I can count by tens. And maybe if you have smaller numbers, you can group by smaller numbers, like 2. But in this example, let's go ahead and group by 10. So I am going to start down here. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that is my first, that's my first group of 10. And let's count inside of here so we know that we have a group of 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. And you guys can use whatever method to circle or box it however you want to. So now let's see if we can get another group of 10. So let's count these and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we have enough for one more group of 10. So let's do it all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Let's count in this little box to make sure we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. So we know in this box here we have 10, and in this box here we have 10. So we know 10 plus 10 is 20. Good. And then we have one little box left. So what is 20 plus 1? 21. Awesome. So our answer, 14 plus 7 equals 21. Perfect. And now all we have left to do is write our word sentence. Let's do it. Okay, our word sentence is, let's see. The problem asked how many fish Jacob had. So let's say Jacob has 21 fish in total. So we are answering this question in word form. We are saying Jacob has 21 fish, and we know that because we counted using units. And those units are just a great visual aid so you guys can actually see what you're adding. So you can use those to help you add and count and all that good stuff. So let's continue on to the next question. Great. All right. Whoops. Okay, so here is more practice that we are going to do together, and we are going to continue to practice using our units to help us. Okay, let's look at the problem in pink. Our first step is always to read. So let's read it. If you want to read it out loud with me, that would be awesome. Okay. Gia had 10 fluffy pillows and 21 smaller pillows. How many pillows did she have in all? Okay, awesome. So we read she has 10 fluffy pillows and 21 smaller pillows. So let's go ahead and start drawing. This time, instead of drawing boxes, I'm just going to draw dots to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to use this purple to draw for the fluffy and the blue to draw for the smaller. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great, and let's just double check those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And you know what? Before we even continue on, a little tidbit is that we can actually go ahead and group this into 10 because we know that this is exactly 10. So that's awesome. Now let's get out our blue marker and we will do the same for the 21 smaller pillows. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, I'm going to stop there and actually just circle this because I know this is a group of 10. Okay, let's keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, I know that this is another group of 10. So let's go ahead and keep going. And 21. Okay, so we already circled our groups of 10 while we were counting, which was really helpful and a great shortcut to take if you feel like that you are ready to do so. So the question is asking, how many pillows does she have in all? Well, we have already grouped these together by 10, but before we solve it, let's go ahead and write out our number sentence. So we are looking for the whole of 10 plus 21. So let's write that out, 10 plus 21, or 21 plus 10, either way, because both make sense in addition. So we are looking for 10 plus 21. Well, let's go ahead and count. We can count by tens with some of these. So let's do it. 10, 20, 30, plus 1 is 31. Easy as pie. Awesome. Another way you can do that is just 21 plus 10. And all you have to do is add on to the tens place, and you will get 10. Okay, now we have to complete our final step and write out a word sentence. So our word sentence can say, let's see, her name was Gia. So Gia had 10 fluffy, or I'm sorry, that was the problem. Gia has, we're going to say Gia has how many pillows in all? What was the answer? Has 31 pillows in all. All right, so you can see there is our answer in word form, and there is how we did it. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that exact same answer and you felt good about that. Let's try one more together, and then I'm going to give you guys a chance to do a little bit of independent practice, okay? So I am going to share my screen with you so you can see the problem and read it out for yourself, because that is our very first step, is to read out the problem. So we've already done the problem about Gia, so let's look down at Jackson in the green. Jackson has 25 pieces of pepperoni pizza. Again, I would love to have 25 pieces of pepperoni pizza. I love pizza. And only 15 pieces of cheese. How many pieces of pizza does he have in total? All right, so we know that he has 25 pieces of pepperoni and 15 of cheese. So let's go ahead and start writing that out. So for pepperoni, where he has 25, I'm going to use a purple marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wait, before we move on, remember, we can group these here if we feel confident that we know that's a group of 10. So let's keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Again, I see another group of 10, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice circle. Okay, so that's 20, and he said that he had 25. So let's continue. 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We cannot make another group of 10 because there is not another group of 10 to make. So we've grouped all we can, and we're going to move on to the next number, and I have my blue all ready to go. So the next thing says that he has only 15 pieces of cheese pizza. So let's get started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we can make a group of 10. Awesome. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Perfect. Okay, so we have already grouped together the 10s that we see. But wait a second, we have a lot of ones floating around here. Should we see if we have enough to add up to 10 so we can group it off? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have another group of 10s. So I'm going to draw a little circle for that. So we have another group. So as you can see, all of our units fit into groups of 10. So let's count our groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Let's build our number sentence and see what the answer will be. Okay, so we know that we are adding together 25 and 15 because those are the two parts, and we are trying to find the whole of those two parts. So we have 25 and 15, and we counted 1, 2, 3, and 4 groups of 10, which equals 40. Yep, the answer is 40. Let's write this out in word form. We can say Jackson has 40 pieces of pizza in total. That is a lot of pizza, and I'm very jealous of him. So he has 40 pieces in total. Awesome, guys. So good. Now I am actually going to give you guys the opportunity. I'm going to give you 2 problems, and I would love for you to try them on your own. So I'm going to share the screen with you, and as I share the screen with you, you can take the time to actually pause this video and work out these 2 problems. And however you want to do it, if you want to use our first method where you did a tape diagram, or if you would just like to use the little units like we just used. Either way, they are yours to solve. So let's just read them together. So we'll do the first step together, and then you guys do the rest. So the 17 girls in the class sat on the left side of the room, while all 20 boys sat on the right side. How many total students were in the classroom altogether? Okay, so you are looking to see 17 girls and 20 boys, how many altogether? Next question. Junior gave away 15 vanilla ice cream bars and 14 chocolate. How many ice cream bars did Junior give away? All right. Now that we've read these together, go ahead and pause this video and just take the time to solve them yourself. Okay. Hopefully you guys got to pause the video and work those out for yourselves. I am not going to go through the process just for the sake of time, but I'm sure you did an awesome job, and I will show you that the answer to the first question is 37. There were 37 students in the classroom altogether. And so great job if you got that. And the answer to the second question is 29. There were 29 ice cream bars that Junior gave away. So give yourself a pat on the back if you got those. Awesome, awesome job. Thank you for trying your hardest. So at the very end of this lesson, I just like to do a little check-in with our objective. This was our objective today. I'm going to read it one more time. In this lesson, students, and by students, I mean you, will be able to creatively solve word problems by utilizing the 4-step process and visual strategies. Do you guys feel like we met our goal today? I don't know about you, but I sure feel like we met our goal. Awesome. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the goal you set at the beginning. At the very beginning, I asked you guys, to set a goal, to set something that you wanted to achieve during this time. And, you can share with your partner, or if you have someone next to you, or maybe an adult or someone, share your goal with them and tell them if you reached the goal. And if you didn't reach that goal, that's okay. There's lots of time to still do that throughout your day and just anytime. Goal setting is just so good because it sets us up for success and it just gives you something to look forward to and it keeps your eyes on the prize. So my goal was to use at least 2 different strategies to solve word problems. And of course we did that because we used the tape diagram first, and then we used our little units to group together and solve these problems. So I do feel like I hit my goal for the day. All right, so that wraps it up for me. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope that you feel like you learned a lot. Let's just go one more time quickly over what our 4 steps are. First, read. Second, draw. Third, write a number sentence. And fourth is to write a word sentence. These are the steps you need to solve a word problem successfully, and it will keep you focused. So have an awesome, awesome day, and hope to see you guys again in the Learning Lab soon. Bye-bye.